Good morning, and welcome to the 2021 Cottey College Commencement. You may be seated. Honored guests, faculty, staff, family members, whether here in person or via live streaming, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2021. It is my pleasure and it is my privilege to officially welcome you to the 2021 commencement ceremonies of Cottey College. I'm Jan Weitzel, the very proud president of Cottey. We are thankful to be able to have a live ceremony this year. Since last year's commencement was virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we extended the opportunity to our 2020 graduates to participate in this year's ceremony and to be recognized. We are so pleased to welcome back a few of our 2020 graduates. Commencement is a time of reflection. It is a time of anticipation. It is a time of celebration. This ceremony concludes a weekend of some very special and meaning-filled events here on our campus. The yellow and white dinner, the blue and white luncheon, baccalaureate, capping last evening, and commencement today. We are so pleased that we could host these events on our campus in person this year. Graduates, I say to you on behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the administration, congratulations. We are so proud of your many, many accomplishments, and we look forward to your future achievements. You are the most important people here today, and we welcome you to this ceremony to celebrate and to honor you. Now, I'd like to take a moment and introduce the members of the platform party. I will ask each to stand and remain standing, and I would ask that you hold your applause until all are introduced. Off stage to my left, Professor Theresa Spencer, College Marshal, and Dr. Erica Sagake, Coordinator of Spiritual Life and Campus Diversity. Joining me on the platform, Dr. Joanne Bangs, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Ms. Morgan Shaw Parker, Class of '96, our keynote speaker. Please join me in recognizing our platform party. You may be seated. Now, normally we would have the members of the faculty and staff present here to also honor our graduates, but due to social distancing requirements of COVID-19, we opted to allow more space for our graduates' guests. Please help me recognize them even though they are not in the room with us. The color of the academic robes worn by our students represent the degree being conferred. The white robes, the white academic regalia, represent status as associate students. Now draw your attention to the program that explains the special meetings of the stoles, the white tassels, and the leis worn by our students. Now you'll notice that many of our students are also wearing pins on their gowns. These pins represent various organizations on campus. So we're going to do a little bit of tradition here. As is our tradition, I would like to acknowledge the Cottey alumni whose family members are in the 2020 or 2021 graduating class receiving an associate's degree. Now, whether you're in the room or virtual, and virtual people, let's get involved here, would you please stand if you have a graduate graduating today and you're an alumna? To our graduates, you will soon be the newest members of the Cottey College Alumni Association. Now, you may travel far from Nevada, or you may choose to stay nearby. Regardless of where your road might lead, please know that you are always, always a part of Cottey College, and we encourage you to stay in touch and visit as you are able. I urge you to stay connected to your alma mater and to support Cottey as you're able with referrals, with gifts, and with attendance at the annual Founders Day celebration. Now, Cottey owes much to the generosity and the stewardship of the members of the PEO Sisterhood. We are grateful to PEO members for their efforts to refer students, their words of support so generously provided to students who attend Cottey, and for their financial support. The relationship between Cottey and the PEO Sisterhood is indeed unique and so very special. Again, whether live stream or in the room, if you are a member of the PEO Sisterhood, please stand so that we may acknowledge you. When members of this graduating class entered Cottey College, they were given daisies during opening convocation. Today, as our graduates came into the gymnasium for commencement, they placed their daisies in the basket outside of the building. After the ceremony, first and third year students can take those daisies from the basket. While the daisy tradition may look a little different this year than in past years due to the pandemic, it represents a tradition of continuity and symbolizes a link between the past and future classes of Cottey College. This has been a unique and stressful time here at Cottey for the students, for the faculty, and for the staff. But through it all, our campus community has demonstrated flexibility, resiliency, and utter determination to make the absolute best of a difficult situation. As a campus, we have continued to strive to offer students the resources and experiences they need to create incredible futures. to grow and to prepare for a life beyond the boundaries of our campus. I'm confident that even with the pandemic, they have discovered the dedication of the faculty and the staff to meeting their educational, professional, and personal needs. And they have found what they learn inside and outside of the classroom prepares them for whatever role they may choose in life. Faculty members continue to support and educate our students in the classroom and as academic advisors and through the many clubs and organizations. Staff members work daily to meet the needs of our students, to create for them a safe environment, one that keeps them healthy and comfortable, clean, beautiful, and welcoming. It is the mission of Cottey College to provide our students with an outstanding liberal arts and sciences curriculum and a dynamic campus environment, and to create the opportunity for students to create their own incredible futures. I am confident that this mission has been met and broadened this year through the dedication, the talent, and the efforts of our students, faculty, and staff. So I'd say to you graduates, we realize that the last 15 months are not what you expected. It is not what any of us wanted or any of us expected, but you persevered and you succeeded. This is truly your day, and we are so proud of you and your many, many accomplishments. So I am now pleased to introduce the speaker for commencement, Ms. Morgan Shaw Parker, Cottey class of 1996. Morgan Shaw Parker serves as the Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer for AMB Sports Plus Entertainment, overseeing all brands of marketing, media group, and creative design functions for the Atlanta Falcons and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. She is responsible for building and driving integrated strategies to support the brand, stadium, and football team. Throughout her career, Ms. Shaw Parker has been committed to advancing opportunities for girls and women in sports, with her work for Win for Kansas City, the Kansas City Sports Commission, Rising Media Stars, and various other organizations. She was recently honored as the Adweek's 2020 Most Powerful Women in Sports and was also named a 2018 Game Changer by Sports Business Journal, an award given to women who are making an impact in sports business. Ms. Shaw Parker earned an associate's degree right here at Cottey College, her bachelor's degree from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and her master's degree from the University of Kansas. In 2021, the Cottey College Alumni Association recognized Ms. Shaw Parker as a recipient of the Distinguished Alumna Award. Instituted in 1955, this award is presented to alumni whose accomplishments in professional and human services have brought distinction to the name of Cottey College. We are so very, very pleased that Morgan is here with us today.
Good morning, and thank you to President Weitzel, the Cottey Board of Trustees, the Office of Alumni Relations, all of my Cottey sisters, and especially to the class of 2021. All of you for having me here today. It's been almost 25 years to the day since I graduated from Cottey College, and never in a million years did I think I would be standing up here speaking to you today. I appreciate the incredible introduction, but as hard as I've worked to get to where I am today, I can't start without telling you a little bit about myself. I'm the oldest of 4 girls. I was born in Mobile, Alabama, and lived a considerable amount of my life in the Midwest, the Northwest, with stops in New York, Minnesota, and Texas, and a few other places along the way. My mom and dad have been married for 48 years, and they raised me to always do good things for the right reasons and trust my plumb line. I thought I had life figured out at a very young age. My plan coming out of Cottey was to get a job, get married, find a job, not necessarily in that order. Retire by the time I was 40 and live life out on the beach. Well, God clearly had a sense of humor, and he really wasn't on board with that plan. I met my husband on a blind date when I was 38 years old, quite a bit later than I had planned. And now I'm the mother of 2 amazing little boys, ages 2 and 5. And you know what? I wouldn't change a single thing. I have a very hard time separating my personal life from my professional life, an idea that some might say is taboo. I mean, work and your personal life should be completely separate, right? Well, in some regards, that's true. But as a working woman in truly a male-dominated industry, I found it really, really hard to separate and put different faces on for work and at home. And goodness knows, I tried for a really long time. So I'd like to share a few of the lessons that I've learned along the way. Dream big, because even ordinary people can do extraordinary things. When I was a young girl, I was a good student. I wasn't a great student. I knew I wanted to play sports. My younger sisters played D1 volleyball, all of them. So I was fairly tall, and I thought, well, athleticism should come naturally, right? Wrong. I was cut from the volleyball team. I was cut from the basketball team. I was almost like a puppy who hadn't grown into her paws yet. I was, in my own mind, ordinary. Going into college, I literally had no idea what I wanted to do. And coming home first semester with a 1.9 GPA at Cottey, it was something that I or my parents would never forget. At that time, Cottey didn't offer a sports program. It was intramurals or bust. For all of the amazing reasons that I chose Cottey, I knew that my hopes and dreams of being Carrie Walsh or Misty May Traynor was not going to happen. But in a conversation with my suite mates one evening, a couple of us got together and started daydreaming. Sweet life can be like that. Deep conversations where we're solving all of our own personal problems and everybody else's problems too. Well, that night, we were talking about the power of sports and wishing that Cottey had a little bit more to offer. So we decided we were just going to start a volleyball team. So with the help of some amazing faculty members, we embarked on the journey. We actually helped start the volleyball team, then came the swim team. They didn't amount to much while I was there at Cottey, but an idea was born. And the greatest accomplishment came after I left. The momentum continued to be passed down. Cottey gained state and national accreditation, and 25 years later, look at where we are. That experience actually sparked my curiosity and led to an internship at the University of Nebraska Athletic Department, which then led to a 5-year stint with the Kansas City Chiefs, getting a call from Nike as the only female director in a sea of hundreds of mostly men working on the NFL partnership, becoming the first female vice president of communications in the NFL, and now leading an entire integrated marketing team for the Falcons and Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Clearly, I got my grades up. But I tell you this story because one of my greatest joys was watching Cottey College play in the NAIA Girls Flag Football Tournament in Mercedes-Benz Stadium last weekend. Home of the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta United, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. My Cottey sisters stepped on that field and did something that for centuries was literally unthinkable. The point is, you should always dream big because seemingly ordinary people are capable of extraordinary things. And I wish you could see the smile on my face because I was crying outside when I got gifted an actual Cottey football, which literally is the coolest thing in my office. It's going to be the coolest thing in my office. The second thing is, don't underestimate the power of your own strength. If you think it's challenging to work in a traditionally male-dominated field, try being pregnant and working in sports. Up until the last few years, professional sports just wasn't a place that really embraced women. I suffered through morning sickness while briefing an NFL head coach for all of his press conferences. As a breastfeeding mother, I've pumped on NFL team planes and in 17 stadium bathrooms. Imagine that. I've written reports to actually make the case for more lactation rooms in stadiums within the last 5 years, which is crazy. Bettering maternity leave and paternity leave plans, and pushing for company benefits at Nike to cover something as simple as the ability to get a mammogram before the age of 40. So many times over my career, I've thought about quitting, or whether any of it really mattered. So when you're faced with challenges or adversity, you can look at it one of two ways. It's either gonna kill you, or it's gonna make you stronger. Well, it clearly didn't kill me, and going through all of those things gave me a perspective and a confidence to share my experiences with both men and women to help understand that supporting mothers, fathers, and family is normal. It should be talked about, championed, and celebrated. There's a military saying, and something that Falcons' former head coach Dan Quinn taught me, called embrace the suck. And to say this year sucked is an understatement. How many of you lost someone you loved? How many of you know someone that lost someone they loved? How many of you suffered emotional impact or felt isolated or alone? For me, managing my own emotions while nearly losing my mom to COVID was devastating. But as a manager of people, I had to make sense of it and lead my team through their own personal and professional journey, which literally made it the hardest year of my entire career. Hindsight is always 20/20, but this past year has allowed me to find perspective, grow stronger in my faith, and closer to my family. It also brought me closer to my coworkers because there was no template for this. We had to support each other and figure it out together. The point is, don't underestimate your own strength because strength and leadership are developed in times of adversity. Do things that scare you. After getting my associate's degree at Cottey, I finished my bachelor's at the University of Nebraska and landed an internship at the athletic department. My daily commute across campus included often a 2-minute walk into the building and an elevator ride with Dr. Tom Osborne, the head coach of the football team. And for anybody that knows anything about Nebraska football, he's kind of a big deal. And at the time, I knew nothing about football, literally nothing. I was intimidated by what others had said about his accomplishments. But for some reason, I forced myself to ask him questions. And after a few months of elevator chats, my boss called me into her office and said I had been chosen to be the green hat for the football season. And if anybody knows what the green hat does in a football game, they stand on the sidelines in front of the football team, in front of the Nebraska football team, watching the 50-yard line ref and signaling timeouts to the broadcast crew. I was stunned. I nodded my head, I stumbled out of her office, and I literally almost puked in the trash can. Did Coach Osborne know that I didn't know how to read hand signals? To this day, I'll never know. But immediately, I went back to my dorm and started studying, and I stepped onto that field 7 days later. The point is, life is not going to always go according to plan. You have to say yes to the opportunities and put yourself out there. But it's okay to be vulnerable. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Respect is not earned, or respect is earned. It's not given. As women, we've learned to be grateful for what we have, to downplay our abilities, to give others the praise. And today is different than it was 25 years ago. I could tell you story after story about how hard it was to be the first vice president of communications in the NFL. How many times I was actually told in my younger years that I was a wilting flower, or having someone say, well, you don't come from a football family, as if my recommendations didn't carry as much weight. But for some reason, I never backed down. I may have screamed or cried in the bathroom from a time or two, and I still do. But I pick myself up and I get back in the game. With this mentality, over time, those around me have learned that I don't give up easily, But that's a strength that I wasn't born with. I had to learn it. You should demand what you deserve, but opportunities and respect are earned. They're not given. I see so many young, aspiring professionals come out of college with a "you owe me" mentality. And it's true, women have to work a little harder and juggle a little more, but don't ever look at that as a negative. What you bring to the table is a work ethic, a perspective, and a level of grit that sets you apart. So make sure you earn that respect that you deserve. It's just a rubber shoe. I'm a self-prescribed workaholic. I absolutely love my team. I love what I get paid to do every day. So it goes without saying that I've sacrificed quite a bit over the years. But something my dad said to me many times while burning myself out working for Nike, he'd call me up at 9 p.m. at night, and I'd be working like a dog on something super important like the Olympics or the World Cup or the Nike NFL uniform launch. And he'd call me up at 9 p.m. and he'd say, "Morgan, are you still working?" And I'd say, "Yes, Dad. This stuff is really, really important. Don't you get it?" And in his special way, which irked me to no end, he'd say, "Morgan, it's just a rubber shoe." And I don't think I have ever been so mad than the times that he downplayed the importance of a Nike shoe launch. I laugh now because I was so naive back then. The fact is, much to my chagrin, he was actually right. He was talking about balance. And to this day, I keep that saying written on my whiteboard at work to remind me what's truly important. And I'll tell you now, it's not a rubber shoe. It's not a football game or a fancy title. Leadership doesn't mean being in charge. I always thought in my younger years that being a leader meant having a big title, getting a corner office, or having a few people report to you. But that's not the case. Only in the last several years have those come to be for me. Here's what's important. Don't ever miss the opportunity to lead from the bench. I've always tried to share my talents to other people or with other people to help them along. Being part of a team means doing your part from whatever place on the field you're assigned. Your presence, your skill set, your support, and your ability to lead laterally will help you define your success in work and in life. There's no denying I've worked very hard to be where I am today. But there's a saying that you can go faster alone or farther together, and that couldn't be more true. One of the most important lessons I've learned along the way is that it's not just about me. I've had some incredible mentors along the way, people who have walked beside me, empowered me, and ultimately invested in me. The point is, you can't change the world alone. In order to lead a project, a team, a business, or even your own family, you can't do it alone. As Abby Wambach once said, you're not a leader on the bench. If you're not a leader on the bench, don't call yourself a leader on the field. You're either a leader everywhere or nowhere. Versatility is one of your greatest strengths. Every Saturday, my dad had all of my sisters and I out in the yard learning how to rotate tires, change the oil, use a jack, mow the lawn. He never wanted us to have to rely on anyone else. He wanted us to be versatile, which means to be able to think on your feet, pivot, and adapt in any situation. Versatility is critical in the job market today, but you have to do the work. When I worked as an intern at the Kansas City Chiefs, I thought the experience would be everything I ever imagined. I had made it, right? But nope, my job, I was told on day one, was to go out and deliver pocket schedules to every business in Kansas City. And oh, by the way, wear a skirt. That was my job, and I wanted to vomit. The only reason I got anything out of that short experience is because I always came back to the office in my free time after maybe dumping a few pocket schedules in the garbage behind the building. And I made it my job to learn what other departments were doing. I asked questions. Now, pocket schedules and skirts are not necessarily part of what the NFL is right now. But I'll tell you this story because versatility helped get me where I am today. Leading a business through social justice reform or a 100-year pandemic with massive revenue loss has required the ability to pivot. The point is, don't stay in your comfort zone because life will always throw you curveballs. I don't hire one-trick ponies, so make it your mission to be versatile. Master the little things. It sounds cliche, but the little things in life truly do matter. If you can't do the little things, you'll never be able to master the big things, right? If you want to change the world, remember the basics and start with what you learned when you were very young. Handwritten notes, practicing manners, and kindness. The last thing I'll share is the most important. Always, always have a solid wing woman. I'm blessed with incredible sisters who will always be my ride or die. But find someone who will call your bluff, champion and empower you, but also tell you when your curves are just not flattering in that dress. I met my best friend in life here at Cottey College. She's someone who champions me and cheers me on, but she also calls me out when I'm not being my best self. You can't succeed alone in life, so look around this room. Relationships and memories matter so much more than things, titles, or salaries. Cottey has given me a solid foundation, and I attribute much of the success to the things I learned here, not just from the amazing faculty and staff, but what I learned about myself. Today, there are more opportunities than ever before for girls and women in sports, in business, in coaching, and in leadership. But as you walk across this stage, remember that the degree you have in your hand was earned, not given. Ladies, I wish you the best of luck today and in the future. And my advice is get out there, have fun, champion each other, and most of all, enjoy the moment because you've earned it. Thank you.
So thank you, Morgan, for being with us and sharing your experiences with our graduates. We are proud to call you a Cottey graduate, and we appreciate the role model that you offer for our students. We are now ready to begin conferring of the degrees. I invite Dr. Joanne Bangs, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the microphone.
Will the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree, Associate in Arts Music degree, Associate in Fine Arts degree, and Associate in Science degree please rise? President Weitzel, those standing before you have successfully completed or will complete the course of study prescribed by the faculty of Cottey College for the Associate in Arts degree, the Associate in Arts Music degree, the Associate in Fine Arts degree, or the Associate in Science degree, and I present them to you for the conferring of the degrees.
By the power and the authority vested in me by the Cottey College Board of Trustees, and upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Associate of Arts degree, the Associate of Arts Music degree, the Associates of Fine Arts degree, or the Associate in Science degree, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may proceed to the platform.
Graduating top 10, Julia Adriana Aguirre. Kausar Hussein Aragao. Karina Elise Jachu. Daisy Kayleen Jones. Michaela Lawrence. Graduating top 10, Erica Renee Little. Graduating top 10, Molly Lynn Mahoney. Graduating top 10, Cheyenne Sydney Main. Graduating top 10, Sydney Nicole Martin. Adilawit Awoka Mahari. Cecilia Riley Moss. Graduating top 10, Wadzenai Hope Dembakua. Ella Jasmary Page. Grace Bonet Losi Palmer. Graduating top 10, Martina Marie Ramirez. Graduating top 10, Jillian Margaret Schlickman. Julia Rose Sissom. Graduating top 10, Kate Lindsay Silkknitter. Holly Marie Spinden. Okay, you're up. Emily Hope Alvarez Hamilton. Congratulations to our 2021 associate graduates. We will now recognize our 2020 associate graduates. Jessica Ash DeWitt. Ryan Danielle James. Lily Catherine Miller. Maria Lucia Olvera Penaloza. Madeline Delaney Smith. Ashton Kate Curran Veal. And congratulations to our 2020 associate graduates.
We will wait just a moment until the photographs are complete. Emily and Ashton Kate, would you like to join me on the platform, please?
For those who may not have had the chance to meet her, Helen Lodge was a loving and lively piece of the Cottey campus for nearly 30 years before her passing in 2019. Beyond her role as our Director of Housing and Assistant Vice President for Student Life, Helen was also very active on our campus, attending games and traditions and even serving as a class sponsor, sometimes for more than one class. At the first commencement ceremony following Helen's passing, the baccalaureate class of 2019 started a scholarship in her memory. Today, the associate class of 2021 is excited to present Dr. Weitzel and Cottey College with a donation of $1,005 towards the Helen Lodge Memorial Scholarship.
Emily and Ashton Kate, and members of the associate class of 2021, your thoughtfulness and your generosity toward Cottey College, and specifically in memory of our beloved Helen Lodge, are gratefully appreciated. You are forever leaving your mark on Cottey history. Thank you. Now, would you like to lead your classmates in the turning of the tassel tradition? Students, your family members have given much time, resources, love, and support to you for you and your education. Similarly, the faculty and the staff at Cottey have given you the resources you need to create incredible futures for yourselves. Please recognize them with your applause. You may be seated. Now, in a more typical year, the graduates and the students 1 year behind them would sing songs to one another. However, due to the pandemic, we are substituting recording songs for this year. I hope you will enjoy these two songs if we share the walk together, and may all your dreams.
If we share this walk together, nothing can stand in our way. If we share this walk together, we can share the love and the pain. Life can be a challenge, but in our hearts you'll find a helping hand, someone to understand, a voice that's always kind. If we share this walk together, nothing can stand in our way. If we share this walk together, we can share the love and the pain. May all of your dreams bloom like daisies in the sun. May you always have stars in your eyes. May you not stop running, not until your race is won. May you always have blue skies. A dream is something all your own to keep within your heart, to build on when you're glad or when your world's been torn apart. A dream is something all your own that no one else can steal. A dream is something you can make come real. May all of your dreams bloom like daisies in the sun. May you always have stars in your eyes. May you not stop running, not until your race is won. May you always have blue skies. Now you can share a laugh with any stranger you may meet, and you can share your money with a beggar on the street. But you can only share a dream when love has set it free. So please won't you share yours with me? May all of your dreams bloom like daisies in the sun. May you always have stars in your eyes. May you not stop running, not until your race is won. May you always have blue skies. May you always have blue skies.
I will now ask Dr. Erica Sagake to come forward to deliver the benediction. Please stand as you are able for the benediction and remain standing for the alma mater.
Let us pray. Spirit of life, Creator, source of boundless compassion, we are grateful for making this day a time to gather in recognition of the gifts we possess and serve you with gratitude. Shine your face on these graduates as they enter into the next chapter of their lives to pursue their dreams in unexpected ways. Instill in them the courage to move beyond doubt and fear. Empower them with your love, compassion, honor, and selfless spirit needed to heal the earth and those who hate among us. Help them treasure the wisdom and knowledge they have gained to serve with humbleness. Through your gracious spirit, we ask that you give them patience as they explore new opportunities. Bless them with compassion for the poor, the sick, and the suffering. Grant them the courage to educate others, the ability to love and show empathy, and to promote peace, inclusiveness, and justice. Bless them with gratitude for Cottey College staff, faculty, members, friends, and family who supported them through this journey. Clothe us all with your grace as we share in the joy of their incredible accomplishments and transition into their various destinations. Amen.
Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail to thee, our Cottey dear. Our beacon bright, thy holy light shall protect us far and near. Thy daughters we shall be, and loyal to thee. We are proud to be a part of thee. Hail, Cottey Sea. Like a stream that